We're here, we're going to be cooking veggie burgers today. And these veggie burgers, I've never made them myself actually. They're tofu burgers, so we're going to make them together. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, Casa, have a seat. You know, believe it or not, Casa hasn't even actually been out for a walk yet today. Hey, no, you haven't. But don't call the SPCA. We'll take her out for a big walk. Yes. And I have a beautiful backyard. She gets to go out there every day a couple times, right? Okay, so we're gonna make tofu burgers, and the first thing we need to do is, okay, Danny, get over there, come on, is cut up the tofu into quarter square. And I have two types of tofu here. It just happened that was the tofu I had in my fridge. So I have the plain tofu, which is a little bit not too firm, and I have another one that actually has vegetables in it, and it's firmer. And I think that someone is demanding water over here, so as we know, yeah. Yeah, not only does she not get walked, she has to beg for water. Right, Casa? Yes, here, I've got some water for you over here. There you go, buddy. Oh, there we go. There you go. Okay. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut up the tofu into chunks. And we're going to be actually using a food processor today. And food processors are great, but I was telling the camera man here that I'm not crazy about them. I like chopping things up by hand. You know, it adds to the whole experience of making your food. Like, the closer you can come to actually engaging with your food, and most people know this, the better off you feel about it, I think. But food processors are handy. There's no doubt about it. So there we go. Very easy. And we're just going to take these chunks of tofu and we're going to put them in here. And this is a super fast recipe. So there you go. And we're going to, it calls for 1 pound of tofu. Now, I always smell it. It's usually, I don't usually have a problem. Sometimes there's one grocery here, I won't mention any names, but I just got a $10 gift certificate from them because I was so angry at how many times their tofu was bad. So it is important to smell it. Make sure it's good. There, Casa can have that. I don't know if Casa likes tofu. Oh, she does. Wow. I didn't know that. Maybe we can start feeding her tofu. First thing is we have some cilantro and some parsley. And we're going to rinse these off quickly. Now, they call for a cup of each, actually. So we're going to take these off here. And we're just going to cut some up here. Add that. And our food processor is actually getting quite full. So we'll put that aside for now. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add, what else? It calls for a 1/4 cup of cornmeal, flour, and rolled oats. So we're going to put that in there. We're now adding a bunch of different spices: cumin, red chili peppers, dill. I just put them in there. There was a teaspoon of each. Some thyme. So we're putting that in there. After we put the coriander and the parsley. Pan up at medium high. Just a little bit of sesame seed oil. So we have all of that in there now, and we're going to add some garlic to the this pan. We're just going to heat that up there. And now we're going to crush this up and see how this works. So this is a food processor. Makes quick work. So what's in there is tofu, a pound of tofu, coriander, parsley, and a bunch of different spices. And we're just going to let that process up. I have it on 2. And I'm going to add a little bit of tamari, just a tiny bit. It says soy sauce, but tamari is interchangeable with that. So we're just going to add a bit of tamari, just to give it a little bit of a taste. The other really easy and great thing to make with tofu is tofu egg salad. It's awesome. You make tofu, you just buy any kind of eggless mayonnaise and add, what's that called? You make it with popcorn. Yeast, nutritional yeast. Oh, it's amazing. Okay, so we're going to, that's it, we're done. So now we're going to just mix this up a little bit more. And then we're going to roll it up into balls and add it to the garlic. You know, if I was going to do this over again, I'd actually probably add, oh dear God, I'd probably, right on the new China, crash bang, I'd probably add some almonds to this maybe, or some nuts. That would work really well too. So we're going to take out the blade, and we're just going to take this and mix it up into some. And I can already tell, sometimes with veggie burgers, they're too crumbly, which makes it difficult for them to cook. But this one, I can tell already that I think it's probably going to cook fairly well. So these look good. They're different. Most veggie burgers have beans, like made with lots of beans. I've never actually had a tofu. So we'll try and see how this works. So we're going to add that. I'm going to turn the heat up a bit to medium-high. We're just going to put this on there. Now those are delicious, and what you do is very easy. You just cut up some small potatoes, add a little bit of oil and whatever spices you want. And on this one we put sage, oregano, a little bit of rosemary, and that's it. And they're done. It takes about half an hour to cook. And you know, there's very little oil on there. And they're delicious. We're also going to use some tofuti milk-free cheese, and it's made with soy. So we're going to use that on the veggie burger. So we'll just let this cook a little bit. So we're going to have the multigrain bread, and we're going to add some tomatoes, some onions, some avocado. I've never met a veggie burger that didn't need avocado. They all need avocado. And I don't actually have any mayonnaise right now, or I would use mayonnaise, but this is great mustard, Dijon mustard, whole grain. It's whole grain Dijon. And we're going to put a little bit of ketchup there too. So it's, you know, it is a little crumbly, but it's not too bad. And what I'm going to do is come on over here and have a look. We're actually going to cut it in half there. So we'll have a bite and just get a sense of what it tastes like. Mmm. Mmm. It's delicious. Mm-hmm. Mmm. It's really good. It is, it's delicious. It's just a little crumbly. So I'll try and figure that out and put it on the blog. So there we go, our first veggie burger together. And it was delicious. It's really, really good. And some taters. So we'll see you next time. Say bye, Casa. Say bye. Okay, sit. Okay, good girl. Okay. Casa, you're a good girl. I'm sorry I haven't walked. After supper,